Hello and welcome! Today I'm talking about Baizhu, because I think he's actually a pretty awesome character. He was released, was it back in 3.7, 3.6? He kind of doesn't really do a lot of damage, but that doesn't mean he isn't a great character. So let's have a quick look. I'm going to put him on field. I'm going to use him with just a couple of other people. We won't use any healers because we don't need that. That's his job. Today we're going to be talking about his build. There's quite a few different sort of build routes you can go with him, and what he is and isn't good for. Just see if we can find something to test him out on. Although Baizhu is a catalyst user, and he basically does no damage, as you can see. Yeah, it's going to take me a long time to kill them like that, but good news is we don't have to kill them using this. Ah, ouch, that hurt.
This is nothing.
So because he is a catalyst user, it means that it's very easy to generate dendro application, which means he works brilliantly as an on-field driver for anything dendro related. Just need to find something else to kill now. Very violent game this. There we go. He heals on his skill. It doesn't have to hit anybody. You just use the skill and out it goes, and when it returns it heals. Not just him, but the whole party. Knock him down in health, please.
Mind the side effects.
And just like that, most people have got their health back.
Remember,
And his burst creates a shield, but it's, you know, not really what I would call a shield. But what it does do is it applies a bit of dendro, and you do get interruption resistance. But it doesn't last that long. See? It's like every 2.5 seconds his shield will refresh. I have him at C1, which means I actually have 2 uses of his skill. I will try not to use that too much. Just want to regenerate a bit of energy for him. And that's basically how he works. When I first got Baizhu, I didn't know how much I would be using him, and it turns out it's actually quite a lot. I find him to be basically an upgrade on both Yao Yao and Kirara, although Kirara does do things a bit differently. Yao Yao, you know, she's actually probably has a slightly higher on-field dendro application, in my opinion, than Baizhu, but what she lacks is the ability to do quite a lot of dendro application on-field, which obviously, being a catalyst user, he can do. And I quite like the look of him as well. Is, you know, it seems like a fairly well-designed character, although the coughing does get annoying, actually. You know, actually quite a few of the characters' idle animations can be a bit irritating, but yeah, I mean, I prefer the quieter ones, if I'm completely honest. I'm actually a bit concerned about that with Farina. So the reason why we're talking about Baizhu today is because Farina is going to be on banner in just a few days' time, and so is Baizhu for his first rerun. Now, the question is, should you go for Baizhu or Farina? Now, full disclosure, I have saved up. I'm going for Farina. I've obviously already got Baizhu at C1, so that's great. If I have any wishes left over, I will try and get his C2. We'll talk about constellations in a little bit. My girlfriend, however, does not have Baizhu, and she is going for her first copy of him, I think, although she did sort of have a bit of a wobble when she realised that Farina can walk on water, but that's a whole nother thing. I mean, yeah, Farina looks like a great character, but the thing to remember with her is she'll be back in like 4 patches time for her first rerun, almost certainly, whereas Baizhu probably won't see him again for another year, so, and he will work very well with Farina, I believe. Being a what I call a skill healer, somebody who can heal using nothing but their skill, no matter, you know, whether they're on their own or not, I find that very helpful in the overworld. I like it. I like to keep all my characters' bursts fully charged and health fully charged. I just do. It's kind of like my OCD thing, I suppose. So being able to heal up between battles is, great. I like it a lot. Let's have a quick look at what we've got from an artifact and build point of view. So this is what I've got here. I've got no crit stats whatsoever because he wouldn't do a lot of damage anyway, and it's just not the thing for him. He does need a fair amount of energy recharge, and he is getting a reasonable amount of dendro damage bonus from his various passives and things like that. So what we got here? Yeah, so here we go. He's also quite good at buffing bloom reactions and, well, dendro reactions in general, which makes him quite a good support for aggravate, well, certainly spread teams anyway, and also obviously bloom teams, including Nilu bloom teams. His buffing will max out when he gets to 50,000 HP, so that's kind of like the target health that you want for him. I don't have him at that, not even close, and I think he's working just fine and dandy. I often have him as the only dendro on the team, so I've gone for the Deepwood Memories set, but you can use other sets like the Ocean Hued Clam, or even Maiden Beloved if you want to sort of maximise that healing. Honestly, I think he does enough healing as is. I currently have him using Thrilling Tales, which is not his best weapon. Probably his best weapon that isn't his signature would be this one, the Prototype Amber. That is a very good weapon for him because it gives him a bit of energy back as well, and a little bit of team-wide healing, though of course that's not necessary with him because he does team-wide healing anyway. Fine, let's go do something more challenging now. Not sure how this is going to go. It's only a 3-man team. Put a shield on it, it worked much better this team, but oh well. So we've got Sing Sho, he's basically a shield, isn't he? Ah!
Illusion shattered. Taking a turn for the better. This is nothing. You don't need to swallow.
Alright, come on, let's put these guys down. Alright, see, that's the problem with having you. There we go. Reasonably challenging with 4 of those all at the same time. If they catch you, then it hurts. But with the damage reduction from Sing Sho and Baizhu's healing, it was only ever going to go one way really. And as you can see, without putting any effort in at all, everybody's still got full health because he heals really well, actually. And as an on-field driver, he's pretty good. From an artifact point of view, I've gone energy recharge HP, and if you can get enough energy recharge through substats, then you can swap this for an HP Sans. See, quite a lot of people do. I don't. I, generally speaking, like my characters to get their burst back really quickly and easily, and I don't feel like I would have enough energy recharge without that Sans. So that's why I've done that. It's, comfort. He doesn't need extra healing, but if I don't have his burst ready when I want it, that's much more of an annoyance for me. Right, let's have a quick look at some other team comps we can go for. So I actually quite like him with good old Young Miko. It's kind of an aggravate team, really.
All right, amuse me.
With Venti to help boost that aggravate damage. Right, let's go see if we can find some other reasonably challenging bad guys to deal with.
Right now.
Ah,
Right here, right now. Emerge. Statue with him. Yahoo!
And then when you're done with the battle, just a quick use of the skill, get everyone back up to full health. I've got to be honest, I am not somebody who plays the game exceedingly well. I like comfortable teams. I like healers, I like shielders, and yeah. I mean, this team would probably be better if I swapped Zhongli out. Well, it would be better if I swapped Zhongli out for Fischl. Then it would do more damage and clear things quicker. But I'd probably end up getting knocked about the place because Baizhu's shield is, well, wimpy.
Right here. Right now. Emerge. Time for takeoff. Yahoo! Come on out. Right now. Right here.
I find him to be a very good character and pretty flexible, actually. Reports of him being mid or not particularly worth it, I think, are greatly exaggerated. If you want to watch a team die quick, yeah, let's do this. So I've 36 starred the Spiral Abyss, but I have not done it with this team, and I doubt I will be doing it with this team in this particular case. See, this is when I like him, because you've got Yai Miko had virtually no health, and now she's got full health. And there's no risk of me losing her, because he can do it all off-field really easily.
Time for takeoff.
Oh, also, he would have actually been better with the Thrilling Tales weapon in this particular case, because Yai Miko would have appreciated that buff. Right, let's just fly by these dudes. Yeah, no stars. Fantastic. Still. Can't remember what's going on with this chamber.
Emerge. Right here. By royal decree. Time for takeoff. Nothing lasts forever. Right now. Right here.
Remember, health comes first, mine decided.
What a gliding. Emerge.
As you wish, main Twilight.
Right now. Think you can get away? Here we go. The statue. Right here. Emerge.
Seems like an emergency. A bigger purpose.
Right now. Emerge. A sight to behold. Let's play. Time for takeoff. Midnight Phantasmagoria. Right now. Right here.
Ah, I hate playing without proper shields.
Mind the side effects. Taking a turn for the better.
Although, even without the proper shield,
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Yahoo! Think you can get away? Emerge. Right here. Emerge. Nothing lasts forever. Right? Emerge. Right here.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Oz reveal by. Here we go. Time for takeoff. Emerge. Right here. I'm always watching. The doctor was healing.
Seems like an emergency.
Wings of darkness. Come, sever night. Emerge. Right here.
come on. Yes, well, like I said, I wouldn't use this Baizhu team personally, partly because actually one of the problems I have with it is my Fischl is not built properly.
The insolent shall be punished.
Mind the side effects.
So, yeah, Baizhu, I think, is actually a really great character. And I wonder if I could use him. What team could I put him on with Nouvelette? I wonder. It wouldn't be difficult to find one, because he does do some off-field dendro, and he's great at healing. He doesn't need to be an on-field driver at all. So what could we do? Yeah, we could do something like this. And yeah, that would work.
Sure.
Miko is not built for hyper bloom damage, but it's not going to make any difference. Not with Nouvelette on the team. Yeah, I really must do a... At the moment, he sort of seems extra powerful, though, because of the wonder that is the current blessing of the Abyssal Moon.
The process of elimination.
Witness the power of Gugwa. Out of my way!
You have to watch Cookie's health a little bit. Yeah, that Ohithin team slaps, by the way.
Solidify.
Emerge. Right here.
Remember, health comes first. The time is begging. Silence. Gather.
Right now. A sight to behold. Emerge. Right now. Right here.
Seems like an emergency. A bitter pill to swallow. Settle down. The might will be humbled.
There we go.
Quake.
Oops, messed that up.
Mind the side effect.
Emerge. Right here.
Solidify. Order guide you. The time is beckoning. Silence.
No, you don't. Yes, he's a good support, generally speaking. You know, I mean, especially when you've got corrosion enemies like those Rifthound things. You know, they knock your whole team's health down, much as Farina's skill will, I believe. And Baizhu's great for that because you just use the old skill there, and it just brings everybody's health up, which is great.
Rain outlines your fate. Let me lead you a breath. Stand with me. Everyone hold hands.
Quicker. Scatter.
This way. I see everything.
Here you are. illumination.
Rain outlines him.
Ah,
Stabilize.
Emerge right here, right now. I'm always watching.
Taking a turn for the better.
Look at you with fear. Emerge right now, right here.
Be set apart. Gather. I will have order.
Right now, emerge right now.
Mind the side effects. Seems like an emergency. Let the mighty be humble. Justice is blind. Stabilize.
Emerge.
A bitter pill to swallow. Come, taking a turn for the better. Settle down.
as you can see, this is a much better, higher damaging team. But you know, it's got Nouvellette on it. I mean, honestly, I do think he is probably the first character I've seen in the over a year that I've been playing this game, which is a real power creep. It seems to be substantially stronger to me than, you know, what's come before it. What's come before him. Anyway, not to worry. So yeah, there's Baizhu. Let's have a quick look at his constellations then. Right, so his first constellation just gives you an extra charge on his skill, which is, I think, pretty good. It helps out with his energy generation a lot because it basically doubles it. You can sort of achieve a similar effect if you don't mind losing some healing and also some of his buffing. You can just swap him and use the sacrificial fragments instead, and that will quite often, you know, lead you to having that extra charge. But I wouldn't say it was essential, of course not, but you know, none of the characters are essential, and none of their constellations certainly are essential. But I quite like having C1. I'm pleased I've got it. I always like to have an extra charge on the skills if I can, because it makes building the characters so much easier, because it solves a lot of their energy problems, which, you know, otherwise can be a challenge. Constellation 2 is one that I'm very interested in, because it basically means that you can use Baizhu without ever actually using Baizhu. Every 5 seconds he will apply a bit of Dendro, and he will heal the active character, which is basically, I think, pretty awesome. It'll increase his Dendro application, which is the main thing that I like, because a bit more off-field Dendro would be good, because reliable off-field Dendro can be a bit of a challenge to get. And the nice thing about this one is it will always be up. Every 5 seconds you'll get a bit of Dendro. I suppose could there be times when that's not ideal? I don't know, probably not, to be honest. I think, you know, having a bit more Dendro application is almost always good, to be honest. So yeah, I'm quite excited about the possibility of getting this constellation, but of course my priority will be to get Farina, because I know, as nobody has a copy of her, and I want a copy of her, and I will be making a video about that when I get her. It is guaranteed that I will get a copy, because I have 181 wishes saved up for her, and I'm on like 0 pity pre 50-50, but 180 means even if I lose the 50-50 and it goes to hard pity, you know, both times, it won't matter, I'll still get a copy. So I'm pretty cool. So I'm pretty happy about that. Right, well, is there anything else? I mean, let's talk about his higher constellations then. So this one obviously is going to improve his burst, I think, by 3, and this one is going to allow him to buff people's elemental mastery a bit when he uses his burst, which is, you know, okay. This is an extra 3 levels for his skill, which is, you know, okay, fine. not essential by any stretch of the imagination. And this one is going to, I mean, I haven't even looked at this one. What's this one do? Increases damage dealt by Spirit Vise 8% of... Okay, so it's going to mean he does more damage, and yes. Okay, and it's going to increase his shielding. It's going to make it more effective by giving you shields more often. But, I mean, yeah. Honestly, I have no limited 5 stars at C6, and I don't know if I ever will. I find quite often getting them to C2, if it's a character you use a lot, is really good. I've got Neuvillette at C1. I think that's pretty good. It means that he has interruption resistance when he's using his charged attack, which is... It's not at all essential, as none of them are, but what it means is that, you know, I might have noticed in that Spiral Abyss run that I did, I could use his skill and then use his burst and do 3 charged attacks, and even if Zhongli's shield had timed out in that time or broken, it didn't interfere with the charged attacks. And because every time I start a charged attack, he heals up 50% instantly, he's pretty difficult to kill anyway, to be honest. So yeah, I think C1 is a pretty good place to go for Neuvillette. Whereas for Baizhu, I don't think it's essential to get, well, it's not essential to get any constellations ever, but it makes it easier to build him. But what you could do is you could just not be like me and actually get some decent artifacts for him, and then you solve the problem for you without needing to get a constellation. I've got his talents on 8 and 8. With the talents, you want to concentrate, obviously, on his burst, probably first, and then his skill, and then the normal attacks. I wouldn't bother. You know, it's not going to do any damage anyway. If you use it for the Dendro application, it won't make any difference if it's leveled or not. So, yep, that's what I would recommend on that. Weapons-wise, it's great. Prototype Amber all the way. I'm going to swap him back to Thrilling Tales because I actually prefer him on Thrilling Tales, because it means that he can fulfill that support role a bit better. You know, when I use him with Yomiko, he's giving a bit of an attack buff there, which is handy, provided I use them in the right order, which I actually wasn't before. Neuvillette does not want an attack buff, so don't bother doing that. And that's the only thing with Thrilling Tales. You just got to remember what order to swap between your characters, so that the person that comes after Baizhu is somebody who can actually make use of that buff. So I always seem to play, so I put the DPS at the front, the first slot, and then I play from the back forwards. Don't ask me why I do that, I just do. So if I did that, then I would remember to, you know, shield, bit of Dendro, bit of Yomiko, who can benefit from the 20% attack buff, the 48% attack buff, I should say, from Thrilling Tales, and then we'll go to Neuvillette to actually sort of do the real work in the team. Good character overall. Would I get him instead of Farina if I didn't have either? I'd be quite tempted to, actually, just because Farina will come back sooner than Baizhu will. But at the same time, I'm quite down with the whole sort of Farina meta at the moment. I'm finding it quite fun. I think Farina's going to work very well with Neuvillette. I've got a Lynette C6. I might try and use her with Farina as well. So yeah, maybe I would go for Farina anyway. You know, I don't know. It's difficult to say because I like new stuff and I already have Baizhu. So, you know.
It's just some
Although, I'm probably going to try and get his second constellation rather than my first copy of Ayato. Not because Ayato isn't good, but just because I don't need Ayato. I don't need Baizhu's second constellation either, but I use him quite a lot, whereas I have a feeling that Ayato will be a little bit like child for me. Somebody who I just don't use. So I got him very recently when he was on banner before, and yeah, he's sort of built, you know, it's not awful, he's got a good weapon, you know, but I haven't got round to using him, and I don't know if I will. So, and I feel like Ayato will be a similar thing. I might use him. I will certainly pull on his banner with any leftover wishes that I have, but I don't know. who knows? You'll have to stick with the channel and find out what I spend my wishes on and what we end up getting. But whoever we end up getting, I am going to go through what I think is great about them and what isn't. When Nouvellette comes back, or maybe before then if I feel like it, I will do a proper video about him as well, because he is, I think, one of the most powerful characters that has come out recently, and I actually do quite like his play style as well. So there we go. Yep, Baizhu, good character, nice and flexible, free to play, friendly, and generally I think quite a good pickup. I certainly think he's a increasingly good pickup if you don't have Kokomi, or you sort of feel like you are lacking in the healer game, you know, because I think he's a really good healer, and he's a very comfortable pick for healing. Because when you have a character, unlike the ones which heal only the active character, like for example with Kokomi, put her jellyfish down, and now if you imagine that Yaimiko had like 10 hit points left, it's only once the jellyfish ticks that you're actually going to get the healing. So you could swap into her, and then a hilly churl throws a rock and you're dead. And that's kind of annoying. Whereas if she had only 10 hit points left, I could just use Baiju's skill and she'd heal, and then it would be safe to swap into her. So yeah, I think he has advantages even over the sort of premium healer that is Kokomi. Right, okay. I think that's everything if you haven't already, because I'll be making lots more videos on basically every character I can get my hands on. So I hope to see you again in my next episode. See ya!